All right.
Welcome back to Best of Kin. I'm
Welcome to
Joslyn.
Best of Kin. I'm Kadin.
Are we fighting over who is like the primary host? Like
I
whoever
like
starts
saying it
the.
too, though,
Yeah. I think it's nice that you say
because then
it.
as you say that, I'm like Kadin. I don't
No,
know.
I know.
Or I'm Kadin.
It's nice.
Welcome.
We should actually figure out like maybe a consistent one. Maybe we say it at the same time.
Want to try?
Welcome to Best of Kin. It's like literally robots.
You
welcome. You are welcome.
You are
Joslyn. And you are
Kadin.
And we are
Best of Kin.
Wait, that's actually cute.
Yeah.
We started like that. Okay. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. Wait, we both.
I'm with.
No.
Oh.
We both say.
Okay. Wait,
welcome.
we're saying Best of Kin twice?
We can say
welcome back.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Welcome back.
I'm here with
Kadin, and you are
Joslyn.
And we are Best of Kin.
We'll refine it.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
So
that was good. All right. Today's coffee has been sponsored.
Can I say it?
Sure.
By Anonymous.
Dun dun. It literally just says by someone.
So thank you, someone.
Thank you, someone. I wish that we could properly credit them. I don't know if that was like intentional or not, but the little message that they said was like, love you guys. So it's maybe a secret admirer.
No, they would say,
I know.
Love you, Kadin.
Right. Like, who knows both of us? Like, only so many people.
A decent amount.
All right. Anyways, so that's today's coffee sponsorship went straight to supporting our local business. Today's once more was SO Coffee House off 12th and Highland. And
get your SO.
This might be one of the last SOs that we get, though, because we have some fall favorites, some holiday classics that we get at other businesses.
Farm to Table.
Fame. It's probably our next.
They have a really good eggnog latte.
Oh my gosh. The way when we discovered this eggnog latte.
Sucks those down.
The way we went so fucking hard on those lattes. It was like every single day you and Logan taking turns like getting 3. Like,
which is weird because I was just thinking of that on my drive here because I passed Fame.
Uh-huh.
And I realized that that's when I first moved back, which is almost like a year.
Already a year ago.
Yeah. But I was living here and Logan would go get him.
Mm-hmm.
We got it so much that where we became so critical.
And talk about the expense.
Like a sommelier of the...
Oh, you're right. No, we did become so critical.
This was not enough nutmeg. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, like...
And then we tried to recreate it our own because it was like
we bought
$7
the ingredients.
Each.
It was $7 each plus tip plus
it is local
tax.
Though, right?
It is local. It is supporting local.
And it's a one of a kind. There's
no
other Fames.
There's no other. Yeah, it's not a chain. And it's Small Business Saturday is next, I think maybe next weekend or maybe I think it's next weekend. And so it's like the month of small business supporting. I feel like there's a lot of events locally that take place at this time for holiday shopping, markets. We're going to a market tomorrow called Dusk Market in downtown. That's going to be really fun. It's from 5 to I think 10. And that is...
Evening?
It's in the evening. It's a cool evening market with lots of awesome food vendors, shopping vendors. So we'll be hitting that up tomorrow.
Not the morning market?
It's closed because it's Veterans Day weekend, and I believe there's going to be a parade.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow, right? But for the people listening, it was last weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. 11/11.
Yes. Oh, magical. All right. How are you, Kadin?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've been in this weird stagnant state, I feel like. I mean,
we literally talked about it for an hour and a half last week, how we both feel kind of stagnant.
Yeah, but I feel the last change in my life that was exciting and something I was looking forward to, and it still remains, but was like starting this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, it just...
Now that you've started it, you're like...
We've already... Well, no, it's still fun, and again, yeah, it's a hobby, something to do.
Yeah.
Something to... Like a source to have a nice conversation. Let things out.
Uh-huh.
Speak your mind.
I actually have been feeling like their little therapy a little bit, especially this last one where you just went on and on and on and on.
It's tough though, because I wanna get better at wanting to form my thoughts, and I feel like the
Okay.
podcast helps, but there are sometimes, I mean, that's why you're here, I guess, because you do help with some
Like,
words
knowing what to
where it's
say.
like, yeah, I wanna say the right word
Uh-huh.
to fully describe it as
Yes.
I have intended it in my mind, but
Yes.
I don't know why I struggle with that.
That's
Maybe it's
okay.
'cause we don't
I think
conversate
that
that much like that, or, like, really trying to relay our thoughts to
yeah.
someone else,
Uh-huh.
AKA
And how many conversations do you have like this on a regular basis? Like, where you're
not
just sitting
much.
down one on one, like
That's another thing I wanna talk about, because I went to a show last night sober, and I feel like that I'm gonna keep saying like,
that's
but
okay. I said it so many times I had to like start
I know,
oh
I
god,
think
there
I
I just
think
did it
I got
again.
better last episode, but then
I got
I
worse.
noticed a bit, yeah, maybe you, but it's whatever. I going to shows sober or doing what I did now sober, I almost have to, like, rediscover myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that part of me.
Your sober self?
Doing the things I did without alcohol,
Uh-huh.
it feels like I have to re-identi like, not rediscover and, like, create my new identity,
Mhm.
or just who I actually am
Rediscover
and discover
yourself.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a weird feeling, so maybe that's
Mhm.
what it is too, this feeling of stagnant?
I think, like, transition periods
Yeah,
are like, you think that your life's, like, really out of order, and you think, like
a lull.
and you also feel, I think, more solitude when you're in a transition phase. I think that there's I mean, that's, like, me specifically maybe, but
Yeah,
there's more loneliness for sure when you're, like I tend to wanna distance myself from others when I'm figuring my shit out, and I'm like, I just wanna, like,
that's
go figure
exactly
out my
that.
shit, and then I'll come back and, like, be social, but
I don't
it's like
even
my hermit
feel
it's
like
our
being
hermit
social,
phase because 'cause
yeah.
we're Cancers, you know? We like to in our transition, we're finding a new shell. We have to, like, hide away from predators. No, it's not even that. I think it's
I know what
just
you're saying, though.
yes, I know what you're saying too,
I'm
like
also that's I guess that's what it is too, but it's also I don't have this drive or need or want to
do anything else?
be social, but I also wanna get caught up in just waking up, work,
Uh-huh.
like a cycle or pattern.
Mhm.
So this hobby's helping.
Gym
And
helps, I'm
yeah,
sure,
but
like,
I just don't
but
know
that's,
if
like,
I even
still, like, a
want to
daily
do another
routine.
hobby, because then I'll be like,
Why do you need another hobby?
I don't know,
'Cause
to
you're
not feel like
bored?
I'm in a
Uh-huh.
repetitive cycle.
Mhm.
But like I was talking to you earlier, um, off mic, I don't know,
Off air.
off air. Like, see,
See?
I
This is
can't
why
think of
we're
it.
best of kids.
Uh,
Off air,
what
you
did
had
I tell you off
mentioned
air?
you had mentioned
Oh yeah,
last
that
night?
leaving
Oh.
Phoenix, right, and you come back to it. It's I have this feeling of now when I left Tucson and go back to it.
Mhm.
To me personally.
Like, it's, like, old,
It's just
stagnant energy.
everything's the same. Nothing's new to me anymore, which
Why do
is
you
fine.
what would the okay, I feel like we're carrying over our last conversation, which is fine. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
I crave
Okay.
not necessarily drastic change, but I
Uh-huh.
just know there's more out there for me.
Sure.
And so I think battling the balance of knowing that I'm in the transition period and I'm
Mhm.
doing what is necessary
Mhm. To move forward.
to fulfill those cravings or satisfy the cravings.
Mhm.
And it's just tough.
I mean, I would say most people's day-to-day life is repetitive, right? It's like and I know that you don't like that
Some people are
about
okay
life,
with it though.
but it's not that some people are okay, like, that is the reality most of the time is that you're doing the same thing every day, probably
And
working
I
for
have been okay
something.
with it,
Yes,
but
but
we're coming up on a year like we mentioned,
yeah,
and
but
like
do you feel like in this last year, you've been able to just accept where you're at and enjoy this transition period? Or are you, like, anxious about because this is where I'm at kind of. It's like I could easily be just enjoying my everyday because I do enjoy the things that I do, but instead I'm so focused on, like, what I want in the future that it's kind of stealing joy away from my present.
I I do feel like I have enjoyed the transition back,
Mhm.
but I I guess the balance, it's like it's not so terrible or I'm like in agony every day of like, I need to get out, I can't
Yeah,
stand this pattern. It's
but it's
just
getting
this
old.
feeling of like a plateau.
Mhm.
And it is okay. I just don't know what is. next.
Right. I mean, that's exciting. I mean, you kind of know what you want next, right? It's
Yeah,
just a matter of, like, unfortunately, keep doing what you're doing.
but now this honestly, the job too, serving,
It's not
it's
easy.
stressful. I've been having server nightmares, like
Really?
yeah, or like you're going to a table and you forget their order, or like you
Do you think that
spilt
that's just
something,
because you're
or
a couple weeks in?
yeah,
Like,
maybe. But then I was funny. I was talking to a coworker, and she was like, "Oh, I just had a server nightmare last night."
and you're like,
I was like, "I've been having them the last 4 nights," but she's been serving forever, so it's like
uh-huh.
I'm like, I guess it never ends.
Yeah,
It's
Logan
just like the
doesn't.
nightmares of like getting late to school. Like you forgot your
Yes.
backpack, and then you go back, and then you're
For
like,
me,
"Wait, where's
it's
my shoes?" And then you have to go back, and then
my
you
nightmares
miss school.
are, oh, it's grand opening night of a musical. I'm, like, center stage. I don't know the lines. I don't know the words. The music starts. Everyone's looking at me, like,
Oh,
waiting for me to, like, hit my cues, and I'm like, that is
I used to have some for
trauma.
DJing. Yeah, I'm
Really.
on stage and I just don't know, and I forget to hit play, and then there's silence, and I don't know. I don't know what to do next. Those are awful.
Really messes with you and your confidence. But, okay, so you're just
I just want to do
feeling
something about it.
well, what is there to do about it when you have, I mean, only so much free time outside of gym, 2 jobs, the podcast?
I think I
Where
just
do
need
you
to
go?
do
Maybe
maybe a
maybe maybe a sport,
a weekend or day trips.
mm,
I'm saying,
just to
like, I
get
wanna
out of
see
town.
different things, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Or just even camp,
So
like,
it's
let me just get in a tent.
not necessarily n I mean, and maybe it is. Is it stagnation with, like, your day to day or living in Phoenix? Is that where you
Probably
feel stuck?
living in Phoenix, and not just, like, the actual Phoenix, like, not the entire valley,
Like,
but
being stuck in one place?
it just all the concrete, all the traffic. Traffic is bad.
Mhm.
Construction.
Traffic is bad.
And I'm just speaking for Phoenix itself, the city.
Yes.
I mean, because to work, I'm going on the highways, I'm always hitting rush hour every time I go to work,
Mhm. I hate
and I'm
driving.
feeling like an LA person, like, just bumper to bumper every time I go to
Mhm.
work, and then I'm, like, always, like, kinda on edge because 'cause I'm
Yes.
trying to get
I
to work because 'cause
hate
I'm
that.
kinda running late sometimes, and
Yeah.
then I'm downtown, parking's terrible,
Yep.
and I'm doing that every day, and then I'm going to a stressful job that
Yep.
gets rushes, and
And
then
you end up staying there
people
later than you
always,
anticipated
oh,
every single
always.
night?
No breaks.
No.
I'm not complaining, I get it, that's part of the industry. I'm just saying that the constant repetition of that, it is
It
taking a
wears on you.
toll. Yeah, it's just wearing on me. So I would like some, I guess, an outlet, yeah,
Yeah.
to balance out that
Mhm.
high tension, stressful. That's another thing too, that job, it is serving me well financially now, but it's not serving me in the lifestyle I wanna live, so I don't
Mhm.
know how long I need to
How long can you do that
how long can I
before
sustain that before, yeah, it's just it really, like, does take a massive toll on me.
well, if you're already feeling that way just a couple weeks in, then maybe do, like, your future self a favor and just keep an eye out on, like, remote jobs that would serve your wantingness to get out and, like, explore.
Hmm,
You know? Just keeping an eye out on those
yeah.
things so that, like, if an opportunity comes up, like, apply for it. Just, like, start trying, for other things. If you already know that this is not gonna be good for you long term and it's
Well,
gonna
I'm
wear you
already trying
down.
thinking, like, and I have discussed that, I mean, even with this job and hopefully by June when I know we all wanna be somewhere else at least temporarily before the summer
I
hits.
know, I've got to get away in the summer.
Um, yeah, it's just another thing too, who knows what the future holds, but I would really like to, yeah, be outta here by next summer.
Really? Do you think that's possible?
I do. I mean, seeing how it is right now, I'm like, already
It's,
like,
like,
in a
motivating you at
week,
least. Oh, but seeing, like, how
cush.
much you could make in a
Yeah,
week. Yes, 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 yes.
but that's the balance of
Well, that's the trade-off.
yeah, but how long is that worth?
I mean,
The
Logan's been
trade-off.
there for a couple years because the schedule
Yeah,
flexibility, the
that's different. It is
income,
different though, right?
it's different because he's a dad
Because
and he needs a
yeah.
dad he's on the dad
Because I
schedule.
remember when I was, like, piss broke and I'm like, "Holy shit, can I afford rent?" The incentive to pick up shifts and work is so much higher, like, you're at work and
Yeah.
you're not, like, dreading it,
Right.
which I don't necessarily do right now, but it is still in the back of my head
You obviously work harder when you need the money.
Yeah. But now that in my situation right now, where I don't need a significant amount to not only get by, but have a cushion or save, pay off debt, whatnot.
But at the same time, the more shifts you pick up, the more you work and sacrifice now, the
Yeah,
quicker you can
that's
get
what I
a
think about it
van.
too.
So it's like, just take the L until June and just know that that's where you're at. And you're working to stop that job in June. You know what I mean? Like, that should be a motivator.
Yeah, maybe I need to focus on that.
Just set a date, maybe your birthday, July 10th. Set a date.
June
You're
1st.
like, I'm out of there. I mean, it really drops off second week of
May.
June
Well, busyness too, but also May is when it starts like,
when it starts sliding
I
down.
remember the heat.
Oh, the heat.
Not to
Yeah.
bring up that
Yeah. Every
sore
episode.
subject. People gotta understand.
People don't
They
understand.
don't. Just like we don't understand
I think a lot of our listeners are
harsh
in Phoenix,
winters,
but
right?
right.
If people that live in, I don't know, fucking Wyoming or Montana, where it's just,
Yeah. Can't even
or
fathom.
Chicago, right? Where you're shoveling your driveway just to get to work, right?
Yep.
That's a,
Scraping your windshield. Oh my
uh-huh.
God.
That's the thing, since
This
it's such
another
a foreign,
trade-off.
yeah,
It's
everything
like
is trade off.
everything.
What you're
It's
willing to
just you
sacrifice.
yes. What are you willing to sacrifice to be where you want to be?
So I guess that's what I'm just voicing right now
Mm-hmm.
is what
Where you're at.
I'm not, what I'm not willing to sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
which I think my consistent routine of a healthy lifestyle, i.e., diet, sleep,
Mm-hmm.
just simple things, it's not really supported with a late night surfing job.
No, because you're just like Logan will quickly smash whatever he can before his shift or eat whatever is like available after his shift, or he'll like he it's really difficult to eat super healthy.
Yeah, and then also we were discussing it too the other night at work, both of us, how I get it when you get home, like you're still wired,
Yes.
and it is your decompressed time, so it's
Yep.
hard to go to sleep anyway, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
up late because I want my evening,
And
or
for him, like Sienna's been up in the middle of the night lately. She was up from 2:30 to 5:30 last night. No,
well, that's a whole
3:30 to
nother thing. I
5:30.
can't. He's probably so tired.
He's probably so well, no, he is so
Both of you
tired.
guys.
Like him especially because he goes to work, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he is this man. He's a good man. He is so tired, this poor guy, but it's like what do we do?
Yeah, I
I can't
know.
do anything about that. He yeah, I just feel so bad. And he will do a coffee or like a Celsius at 4 p.m. before a shift, you know what I
Oh,
mean? And
we
then that
both
keeps you up
do,
all night. Yeah.
which is crazy too. Like the tolerance I've obtained. Again, another word I can't think of. The tolerance I have
Sustained.
created, I guess, just
Yeah, you built up a
from,
tolerance.
oh yeah, I can have a Celsius at like 6 p.m. and still go to bed. I mean, be tired,
Mhm.
but the thing is I just need to get better at. I need to go to bed, but I don't want to, right? I want
Yeah.
like just to be enjoying my own
Yeah.
self time.
Mhm.
I guess that's just time management on our
Mhm.
end and figuring a way to have cool experiences that are affordable
Yeah,
and
don't take away from your
locally or
goals.
like within the state
Yeah.
on the weekend, like little getaways.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, it's possible.
And maybe, especially now that these next 6 months are going to be incredible weather, we are in the prime of Phoenix.
Yeah.
You can really just like enjoy this time, what you have left of it. Think of it like that. I only have 6 months left or whatever, 7
Enjoy
months,
it.
8 months. Let me just enjoy this to my fullest without spending all my money, obviously. But just take this
Yeah.
time to really enjoy Phoenix because you'll miss it when you're
Yeah.
gone for sure. I know I'll miss, even though I'm so tired of like this apartment, I know I'm going to cry like when we move, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, just do your best to enjoy where you're at, set a date, set a goal for when you would like to leave, and go to like more community events, you know? Like little markets, it's
But
just
then
fun.
there's like that the hermit in me,
Yeah, I feel
that
that.
doesn't want to do that.
Yeah. Pick and choose your
Cause
times.
yeah.
All right. So that's how you're doing. So
Oh yeah.
that's your life
To answer the
update.
question, how are you?
I'm good. My life updates were more like what I'm watching lately, what I've been up to. But
That's what I've been up to, though. I haven't been watching anything.
yeah,
I've
right, exactly.
just been in my thoughts and
Mm,
working,
yeah,
which
I feel
also
that.
you're in your thoughts
You want to
when you
say
work.
not working?
No, when you're working,
Yeah. No, I know.
I want to try and be just more of myself. 'Cause I feel like I'm just slowly getting used to being a server. I'm maybe a little too customer servicey. I
Oh,
feel I
okay.
don't know.
Like in your head a little too much?
Not in my head, but
Oh,
like just overly
salesy?
not salesy, but just customer servicey, like uppity and proper. When I
Okay.
see other servers and they're just like
Like,
they're just
yeah,
chill,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
which is like what you can notice when you're being served, right?
Yes.
Get served.
I mean, literally, just like think about all the things you like in a server. They don't linger too long, but they're personable.
Yeah, I mean, I never try and linger, but yeah. Enough about me. Go ahead. Have you been watching
Well,
anything?
I have the other day. Oh my gosh, I have a little ironic. Maybe it's a synchronicity. I don't know. I started Lessons in Chemistry, which is a show on Apple TV Plus with Brie Larson, and she plays Elizabeth Zott, which is who is a chemist. And it is honestly, it's pretty sad. It starts out pretty sad, and I this whole
Apple
time,
TV?
yes, Apple TV,
You guys have that?
we have everything. Just
Wow.
how did we watch Ted Lasso?
Oh yeah.
How did you
Damn.
watch Ted Lasso? Don't you have our login?
I might.
You just mad. Anyways, so I for a while thought this was based on a true story, but it's based on a fictional novel. So I was like getting upset the whole time. I'm like, this poor woman and her life, but it was not a true story. But the synchronicity is there's a scene with someone, I honestly can't remember the context. Someone goes to church. Oh, I think it's her daughter. Okay, so she goes to church, and the gospel choir is singing, and I went down and
No
I'm not
way.
kidding. I was like, what are the odds? What are the odds? I haven't heard that song in anything like ever, really, except for Oh Brother Where Art Thou, right? And so I was like, that is so funny. It was like
That is weird.
and it was
How
like the day
recent was that
after we
after
recorded it
really?
that I started that, and it was like an episode 2 or 3. There were 5 up. It's like they drop weekly. I had to catch up, so I watched the first 5. But it's good. I don't wanna I always wanna, like, rate, like, out of 10, but it's like, why rate it?
Yeah. If
It's
you
just
like
good.
it, yeah.
It's just good. So I've been watching that, and then I've also been watching Golden Bachelor. I've been keeping
Mm.
up with that. It's actually been kind of fun because it's not on Hulu anymore as, like, just available the next week, but we have YouTube TV, so I can watch it live.
Damn, you guys have that too?
Yeah, Logan gets that for his sports. Yeah,
What?
that's how he watches, like,
I need these
soccer, football.
logins.
Check the logs.
Check the logs. Oh my
That's honestly one of
gosh.
my favorite, of our, like, inside jokes, is check the
Yeah.
logs.
It's a Key and Peele skit.
It's a Key and Peele skit where it's like a murder investigation or something, and there's a
The
detective.
only way Jordan Peele, he's a detective, can like identify
A crime?
a clue.
Oh.
He has to jack off in front of it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a
So there was just this part where was it, Keegan Michael Key was like, "Check the
well,
logs."
he's jacking off in front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
And then there was like a note that tried to get burned in
Yeah.
the fire logs.
Yeah. And he
So
found
after
it,
he's
like
like, yeah, after he finished, check the logs.
okay. Um, that aside, Golden Bachelor, let me just catch you up real quick. There were down to 3. It was hometowns. I believe Leslie is one of the women, Faith, and Teresa. Teresa, in my opinion, he has not seemed all that into this entire time, and I thought she was going to go home a long ass time ago. Leslie, she's hot. They have a connection. Things are going well for them. They're very flirty. It's fine. Faith got the first impression rose, and he said, I love you to her in front of her family. And while they were at hometowns, they're sitting in front of her kids, I honestly can't fully remember, her sister, her older sister. And they were just like looking at each other like, should we say it? I love you. I love you. Kissing, kissing, kissing. So the whole family's like, oh my God, she's the one. Like, he's picked her. He's like, I'm making promises to the
Jeez.
family. Okay. After the 3 hometowns, he sends home one woman, and he sent home
That one?
Faith, the one that got the first impression rose, and including the host. Like, everyone was so blindsided, and poor fucking Faith. I was like, here's my theory.
This is what he kissed in front of the family?
Yes, and said, I love you. And like, the next thing is fantasy suites. So he has to take 2 women to the suites. They're going to Costa Rica.
Ah.
But this is what I'm thinking. I know you don't care, but
No, I'm just like,
listen,
can I even
where do
bone?
we he said he's 72. He's like, old people can
No
still
way.
get down.
Put it right there.
Stop it.
You nincompoop.
Stop.
Macaroni head.
PG. What even is that from?
It's a comedian skit that he's making fun of old people when they fuck.
Okay. Stop. Anyways, Golden Bachelor. My theory is that he knows it's going to be Leslie. And because he's way more obviously not into Teresa, he wants to make them the top 2 so that when he picks the one, it's like, well, like you and I didn't have as good a connection. And so he wanted to get rid of Faith before leading her on for another week. He wanted to just like nip that in the bud now because he's already made his choice. I know. And I just think that whole situation was fucked up and I'm not happy about it. And I kind of don't want to keep watching, but I will. Oh, I will.
I guess it shows a little more authenticity when even the host is.
Well, he was just
What?
like, they had like a woman tell all and she confronted him for the first time. And like, she was just confused. And so was everyone. Everyone was just like, yeah, what are you doing, bro? Teresa over Faith?
The final 2 now, then?
Now it's the final 2. And it is just, I think he's going to pick Leslie now because she's hot. But I don't know. I just don't know. And maybe her name's not even Leslie. Anyways, that stressed me out. That's all I'm watching, Liz Lessons in Chemistry in terms of like an ongoing show. But the other things I've been up to, I feel like yours was so deep and mine are all just like hella surface.
Well,
but
I mean, go.
I've been making, so you know how every year I usually do like a chili? It's like chili season, you know?
Oh, yeah.
What about chicken tortilla soup?
Yep.
So underrated. So underrated. I have made the most amazing recipe for like a hatch chili chicken, like a verde like chicken with obviously all the stuff that's in a chicken tortilla soup, but just the toppings alone, it's
What's
like tortilla chips.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you want me to list everything?
The main components.
Taco seasoning, bone broth.
Yeah.
I separately cook chicken and I roast corn still in the ear. I just put that directly on the thing and roast it for like 30 minutes. It's not, what is it called? The husk, still in the husk. It's an ear of corn. So I keep the husk on it, roasted it in the oven with the chicken, cut that into the soup. And then I do white beans and I do cilantro, green onion, tortilla chips, cheese, a little yogurt. I've been making a big batch on the weekends, and then that's like literally been my dinner every night.
Are you making anything or bringing anything to Thanksgiving?
I think we're just gonna do like a side. Logan's favorite Thanksgiving dish is green bean casserole. So we'll be making that, but Mom's got everything else down.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be like the only veg. I was like, as long as we have mashies and stuffing, and we could talk about this next time, but we'll dive deeper into Thanksgiving stuff because we're going to St. David for the long weekend, and I'm excited. It's like my mom sent us a photo. Fall leaves. They have like a little bit of an actual season down there.
To see it for the first time.
Yeah, and we usually don't get that. So
I
kind of like
record an episode too.
Do you think we should? Okay.
I think we should do it outside. I think that'd be cool.
100%. Bring 2 chairs out there. Bring these end tables.
That's it.
The whole setup. 100%.
Just an extension cord.
Yeah, that's all we need. No, that'll be fun. Anyways, I just wanted to say that chicken tortilla soup was really underrated and not enough people. All it is chili with more broth.
Do you have any leftovers?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? I'll have a little sip.
Okay, you may. And then the other thing, lastly, I have been fully stressed and focused on figuring out all the details for the wedding that we want to have. And I think the thing that's been like
The one in
holding me up.
2025, right?
Yes, in a couple more years. No, the thing that's been holding me up the most is, like, we're doing more of an elopement, but I don't want to, like, not dress up for the occasion still and, like, do something too simple of an outfit. So I just this week started figuring out what I was gonna wear, and that has been stressing me out because it's like, if
Your
it needs to be
outfit?
altered, I need time for
No
alterations,
pun
like
intended, right?
the altar. Yeah. You are the, like, literally the altar. Kadin's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
our officiant. I have to write your officiant thing. We gotta write our vows, like, all these little things. I'm like, not that I'm stressed about the vow writing part, mostly just, like, what I'm gonna wear. Yesterday, I had my hair and makeup trial where they,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do the hair and makeup that you're gonna have, and that went well, so that made me feel a little bit better, but I don't know what shoes I'm gonna wear. Really, it's just,
Well,
like, what I'm wearing is, like
got some time. But, yeah,
but that it doesn't feel like I have time. We already have to send out invites this week, like
invites?
yeah,
I
to our
thought
the next day. We're doing
oh,
a
I
thing.
thought it was gonna be, like,
Well, the
separate month.
no, that's the next day. We're making, like, a weekend
Whoa.
out of it. So we're doing kind of like an elopement vibe the first day, and then the second day, we're gonna host, like, a handful, 30 to 40
Okay, I remember
friends and
now.
fam. Okay,
I remember.
that's all I've been up to, just stressing about what to wear and
So what is the solutions to help us ease our
n stop thinking so
trials and
much.
tribulations?
Hmm, well, I feel a lot better since I've tried on a dress that I actually like. So that's it for me.
Okay,
Um,
check.
oof, that was probably too loud. Um, yeah, that's all I can do is just keep on keeping on. Then we gotta pick the menu, and then we gotta
Just
figure out the
one more day.
tablescapes. Yeah, literally just take it one day at a time. And then it's like the holidays, right, make the rest of the year fly by. Like, I've got a wedding next weekend,
If
and then
this like
Thanksgiving, and then it's basically Christmas.
and this year's already been I think everyone agree just bloop.
Yeah, this whole year has gone by so fast.
A blip.
But that's why I think I'm also stressed about the wedding stuff because I know the year is gonna fly by, and then before I know it, it's January, and I have 1 month, you know? I'm, like, thinking ahead about my future stress, and maybe I should just live in the moment,
Yeah,
and maybe that's the
think about
answer
where
for
you
both of
were 4
us.
months ago.
Yeah, we were actually planning a completely different wedding 4 months ago, so we're planning a lot of things. Well,
That was June.
perhaps it's time we get to the topic,
Oh
which
yeah.
we don't have to go on and on and on about it, but this is another thing that's been top of mind, which is and I think that we both feel this way, I have phases where I'm, like, ready to put myself out there, and I feel like I wanna be social, and I wanna post, and I wanna be, like do, like, face to camera, like, stories, and I wanna, like, be out there.
Yeah.
But then I go through even longer phases of just wanting a very private life, not wanting to share anymore, not caring about social media,
Why?
not wanting to grow on social media because I think that social media does steal a little bit of your joy every day, like just a little bit. Like whether you're subconsciously comparing yourself or I don't know, it's just like it's a bit of a time suck when you get stuck on it. Like it's not super healthy mentally. Like there's a lot of reasons obviously why I don't love social media, but thinking about just how but also now that I've had Sienna, like when I had Sienna, I deleted like 1,500 of my Instagram followers that I didn't like really recognize or thought that was kind of a sketchy account. Like I like started making my stories like more private so only some people could see them. So like a lot of it is like safety with Sienna, you know? Just it's not super safe to put your
Yeah.
child online obviously, but then I'm like I really don't have that many followers. Is it that big of a deal? I don't know. But overall, I think that I long term would enjoy a private life where I don't feel obligated to like update other people what I'm up to. You know what I mean? And not that I feel obligated, but it's like, again, I do have some phases where I want to put myself out there, like want to be active on social, like want to post more.
Do you have those phases though just because you see a post that inspires you
And you're
or
like, I could do that.
yeah.
Mm, I don't know because, I mean, I was in my influencer era, 2018, 2019. I was posting, like, so regularly, like, growing pretty fast, getting great engagement, and obviously, like, engagement feels good, so you have, like, that dopamine spike, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So there's that, but it's like, it wasn't until 2020 that anything you posted about, people started being like, I don't know, kind of attacking, like, "Oh, you're going on a trip? Oh, you're doing this?" So then it made me feel like less and less like posting because everyone just being so judgy during that time, even though, like, we were pretty
We're
flawless that whole
also
year.
yeah,
Like,
but we're also kind of in a time where that's happening again.
I know there's kind of a 100%. It's like you're either not saying enough or you're saying the wrong thing, and it's like also there's just a lot of tension, and I would like to just remove myself from the online discourse, you know?
Completely?
But then there's like, well, all the businesses that I've ever started have relied on social media. I need to be knowing like what's trending and what's current with social media so that I can assist my clients. I need to be up to date with like the best practices because if I'm trying to promote my own stuff, my own work, my own businesses, like even this podcast, needing to like know what would be good to clip, like what would perform well on TikTok and Reels because what is the conversation right now? Like feeling like I need to stay up to date, but I don't know. I don't know what the balance is because I keep going like drastic one way or the other. Like, I mean, I would say I haven't really been active posting in the literally like since COVID. Like after that, I was like, I don't really care. Also, a lot of what I was posting prior to COVID was like going out to eat, going to events, going and doing things. And so when there was nothing to do, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to post the same shit I'm doing every single day.
It's almost, yeah,
That kind
what's
of
the
broke my
point?
habit of posting, period.
I think the only point is just to, I mean, your close circle, I guess, update them, but
Mhm.
or family.
Mhm.
Then again, yeah, it's just another thing to feel obligated or a time suck, like you said.
Mhm.
Like we're not okay with just being bored because we always have things to
Yeah.
fill that.
Yes. We can't just be alone with our thoughts. But at the same time, for example, what if you go off, do van life and wanna vlog and start sharing and inspiring others to do it, and, like, you're gonna have to become active on social to do that.
Potentially, but I don't think I would go as far as I don't think you need to worry about what is trending because what if let's just say like we became the trend like you know what I'm saying like
Mhm.
you clip what you think yourself is
Right.
good not
Right.
because you've seen something that is similar. I mean, I get inspiration from like other artists or like let's say if you're like a music producer, right? Like you're
Mhm.
people you like you copy someone until it just kind of becomes your own.
Here's, like, an example of what I mean by, like, staying current. It's like when Ocean Gate was happening. If I stayed offline and had no clue the whole, like, Ocean Gate, you know, the Titan,
Yeah.
like, that's something that I would like to talk about to, like, add to the online discourse about it,
Uh-huh.
give our it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
but if I was
yeah.
offline, I wouldn't even know to talk about that, and it's like, that was such the way that that had, like, a chokehold on
But
society for an
also that
entire
came
week.
up just naturally, it wasn't like you were searching for it, right? You're just
Right,
on
right,
your
right.
your
But
TL for a bit, and
yeah.
I guess everything in moderation, right? A
Is
balance.
that how you feel about your own, like, social usage? Are you not, like, wanting to 100% be, like, private once you go off and, like, travel, or are you, like,
There's
thinking
kind
you
of
could do
something
both?
to that. I think I've even talked about it with Mason that there's something that is, I guess, attractive to when you do that lifestyle, just ghost, you know?
Mhm. 100%.
You can kind of,
That's what I'm saying. Sounds
again,
very nice.
create a new identity or
Well, you also are shaping your reality with 0 outside influences, which is, I think, like, kind of the
exactly.
issue with social media is, like, you're taking in what, so many other people are doing, and you're kind of shaping your own reality based on what you know of others instead
Yeah.
of just, like, completely being true to yourself, completely going down the path that is truest to you, you know what I mean? Like and that
That's
again,
what
like
sociology is where none of us really have our own decision
mhm,
because it's slightly subconsciously
yeah.
somehow has
It's
been
so
influenced.
deeply ingrained that we do not
Yeah.
realize
Maybe we
the
liked something like a
influence.
week ago on
Uh-huh.
TikTok, and it made us make a decision to do
Yeah.
something.
Right.
I mean, it has worked on me before, I won't lie, like, I saw, like, a Raising Cane's someone eating Raising Cane's, I was like, "Fuck," and I got it the next day.
Yeah, right. 100%.
That's obviously like an
That's
not
a small example.
yeah,
That's not
or an easy example, right? Like a
yes.
craving, like, "Oh,
It's
fuck,
not
that looks
just,
good,
like,
I'm gonna
going out
try
to eat, but
that."
it's, like, obviously I don't know. I don't wanna, like, speak bad on, like, what other people do or, like, judge others. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just easy to fall into that trap. But the reason I wanted to talk about this, well, obviously, I've been feeling this way, and I was going to call this episode the privacy paradox because it's that paradox of wanting, needing, I guess, to stay digital, but like having like an yearning to like leave a digital to not leave a digital footprint.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe we seen to watch what was that one Netflix show that fucking shook our core?
What is it?
The
Oh, the
Social
social experiment? The social
you know what I'm talking about,
I know
though.
exactly what you're talking about.
I wanna
No,
say
that was
Network,
good.
but that's the movie.
Yeah. No, that was really good. And the issue is okay, so I was gonna name this episode Privacy Paradox because I was like, "Ooh, alliteration, like, that's a good name."
I like it.
I looked it up. It's a real thing. The
I
privacy
mean, I can't
paradox.
imagine it not being.
Okay, it's the phenomenon where people say that they value privacy highly, yet in their behavior relinquish their personal data for very little in exchange or fail to use measures to protect their privacy. It is very easy for us to give our data away
That's all
to
it is
sign
now.
up for something or, "Oh, I want this coupon. Here's all my data. I
Or
don't care where it
cookies, right?
goes."
Does cookies have something to do with
Cookies
it?
have something to do with it, yeah. But it's
Fuck
like,
cookies. That's such annoying.
the issue is too, like, internet privacy is actually very complex, and for the common man, I don't think, like, anyone's really doing what they need to do to fully be safe on the internet, particularly with their data, and then I think about the fact that it's becoming more and more technological to where some people, our elders are not even fully understanding how to keep themselves safe online. Like, think of when you were, doing customer service and helping individuals who were not phone savvy work their phone. Like,
Nightmare.
the
Nightmare, nightmare,
level
nightmare.
at which some people are it's so over their heads that it's like I've even worked for someone who I was saying, "Oh, type this into the URL bar." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Where's that?" And I was like, "It's at the top, the white bar." She's like, "Oh, I can't click
I
that." I'm like,
try to get someone to exit out of a tab or just exit out of the window, and they're like, they didn't know what it was.
"Mhm, the X."
Yeah, the top left.
Wow. And that's the thing, like, think about two-factor authentication to keep their stuff more safe. They're not gonna know how to do that. They're not gonna know how to go to Google Authenticator app and, like, get this
That's
code that you have
also
to put in
fucked me
somewhere
over
else.
though too, because I did one a long time ago and I forgot the
Sure.
password and then my phone number changed. So oh
Right.
god.
It is becoming, I think, just more and more difficult to cover all your bases. Make sure that you have a different password for everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things like you're technically supposed to be doing to prevent data leaks and your safety being like at risk. Um okay, so then I was just reading a bunch of stats. I mean, they're not like
Is there
super
any on
interesting.
TikTok? Because I feel like that's a huge not only not a controversy, but
Up for debate
yeah. I mean, literally the debates that just happened, there a lot of the representatives were saying that if they get elected, they would
on the Republican side.
ban yeah,
Yeah.
they would ban
Yeah.
TikTok.
But also think about like how many things that are said that they can't actually do.
Yeah, but
One person was like, "We're gonna go in and we're gonna freaking send special forces to Mexico and end the cartel." It's like you would literally have to declare war if you were going to like send anyone to Mexico. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
they just say what you need to say.
something that's gonna stick
Say,
or
yeah,
raise
it's like
eyebrows.
or embolden
Radical.
their radicalize. But okay, 60% of people say that they could never fathom a world without digital extension from social media to food deliveries and online banking.
I was gonna bring that
Then think
up.
about online banking and the fact that, I mean, people are reluctant to agree that like the future is crypto, but it's like our money is already digital. Our money is not in the bank. It's just a number on an account. Like,
Yeah, it's also which is also losing its value.
I know. So it's just like, how do you not play the game, I guess? Like, you have to.
Mm.
There you obviously there are
Yeah, like,
people
kind
that
of
go
like
off grid,
how
have no social security number, but then they have no credit score, they can't get a car. Like, all of these systems are in place to keep us where they want us to
yeah,
be
I've heard
in a
conversations like
cycle.
that, like, I mean, we can't do anything about the progression, and especially the speed of or advancement of technology,
In AI.
and it's
It's going to get out of our hands.
I mean, it almost
It
already
low key
is,
already is. Yeah.
or attached to us, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
people talk about like, Elon Musk wants to do, like, a
I just saw
Neuralink,
this. I just saw this.
and they're already explaining, like, we basically already have one, like, in
Volunteers.
your hand, like, you have
Right.
a computer
But they call it a
installed.
Fitbit for your brain. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't wear my Fitbit on my wrist. Why would I want one that I cannot take off? They literally remove a part of your skull to put the Neuralink on there, and they said they're going to do 22,000 people by like 2030.
I mean, there is
Operate
some
on that many
insane
people.
benefits of it as in, like, could
Would you ever?
no.
No, you can't. Because it just
But, like,
takes a
people that
little
are, like, it can improve eyesight or even,
uh-huh.
like, give the blind eyesight again,
Right.
like, just some crazy shit.
I've also heard the potential for helping to repair connections that slow onset of Alzheimer's, or like there
Uh-huh.
could be potential for that. And in a medical case, I don't mind it as much because it's like we put
That's what I'm
metal
saying.
in our bodies like all the
Yeah.
time for medical instances. But it's for me, if it's just the vanity of tracking my steps and tracking my, you know what I mean? Like that is just not it for me. I feel like it should only be used in those like more extreme medical instances.
I don't get how you can do something like that when
How much does that
the
cost?
but not only that, but the percentage of how much we still don't understand how completely 100% how the brain
Right.
works or functions.
So
So to be
attaching
able yeah.
technology to it, I think is wild.
Yeah.
Messing with the brain at all when it's like kind of I feel like we already are like a perfect system. It's just a matter of like
Mother Nature,
maintaining
man.
it. You know what I mean? Like we just have to like upkeep what was already given to us and not like let it go to trash by like being lazy and being like on the couch all day every day. Like obviously like getting some movement in, getting healthy food in, like I'm trying to drink more water.
Well, I mean, that's what a lot of podcasts also have conversations on is a lot of past, cultures or just I mean, civilizations that have existed, gotten to maybe there's, like, a theory of gotten to the point of how we are just such technological advancement
Uh-huh.
where we just eventually destroy ourselves and there's a reset, and
Yes,
then,
and that could have happened, like, a billion times
yeah,
by now, and we
yeah,
wouldn't know.
because the time that we exist in right now is less than a snap
Mhm.
of time.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, but we can't get caught up and live your
We
life in
can't
fear, you know, because
control, like,
yeah,
really anything but the reality with which we choose to live. So it's just, like, choose and that's what I was talking about last time with the, like with the different aesthetics, you know what I mean? Like, choose your reality kind of,
yeah,
like, you kinda can.
I do believe
Choose
so, yeah,
your
and it is all just a mindset
yeah. But unfortunately, our mind is being torn in, like, a million different places
because of
intentionally because
these
of our
influences,
phones.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask, so do you think you could I mean, I know we can post this and this is post clips, but
Honestly, this
that
is
you
very
can
easy.
yeah.
The podcast
Yeah,
social
yeah,
media
but you can
aspect
just
is not
clip
heavy.
and post and not have to look, right? You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Not have
But do
to
you
I
think you
mean,
can
engagement
go
is
how
good,
long
but
do you think you can go with no YouTube,
I never go on YouTube
no
except
no
for YouTube
socials at
TV.
all? I get a show, that's entertainment, not so
Mhm.
much
I mean, I could wait, can I still use my phone for, like, text and call and, like,
yeah,
just no social media?
no media. Remember I did that for, like, a week?
I was gonna say, I think I could do a week, at
Even, like,
least.
no shows, no movie?
Oh, that's harder. Because what do I do with my free time?
That's what you'll
Read a
find out.
book? Can I read?
But when you're bored, yeah, you can read.
Okay. That's probably, what I would stick to, just like,
It's kind of
I guess I'll read.
like a withdrawal, right? Like, you're
Yeah.
with like, oh god, like, you wanna reach for your phone, but you literally have nothing to do, so then you just kind of overcome that, and then
Maybe we both do
you
that
get
for a week
so bored
and
that you
we'll
just find shit to do that
well,
is
what did you do when you were so bored? Like, outside of reading and
I
going to the
read.
gym?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but it was kinda tough because I even did the challenge with just instrumental music, no
Yeah,
lyrics in
right.
music,
Which is
which is
crazy.
yeah.
But after that 1
Also
week of 0 outside influences, did you feel more like yourself? Did you feel any
I
different?
felt more
Clarity, perhaps?
clarity and just I don't wanna say solitude, but just, whole, I guess. Like,
Uh-huh.
I remember when I finally ended it and I went back on YouTube and it was just it was overwhelming to
Mhm.
see all these just a fucking page of all these different videos I can watch and that are, like, clickbaity or,
Mhm.
like and then influencing again, like, "Oh god, maybe I should start gym vlogging
Right.
about the gym. Like, I gotta get a camera. Oh,
Okay.
maybe I need a better camera, like the Sony A7." Like,
Uh-huh.
these things
Uh-huh.
that remember, like, when I got into Moment.
Consumerism hits you, like,
Yeah.
so quick.
Oh, it's huge.
It's like,
And I struggle
ugh.
with that because I guess we never really I mean, we had a fine childhood, but it's not like we got whatever we wanted, you know? So when you
Mhm.
finally had a job or lived on your own.
You wanna buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, that's why
Or
we get
be
these
in.
coffees because it's
Yeah.
like, we deserve a little treat.
Well,
We work hard.
or,
Thank you,
like,
anonymous.
people again, the newest phone or j just again, just 'cause falls back into the conversation of technology and the advancement of it, just always wanting the best thing.
Mhm.
Literally just consumerism,
Mhm.
which kinda goes hand in hand with the privacy paradox because if you weren't so ingrained,
Mhm. I mean,
I
everything is
that's where
reliant.
ignorance is bliss in that sense.
Mhm.
How do you get the balance of privacy paradox but still be somewhat in the known of the world?
I mean, I
Especially in
think the
times like these when
the
there's
privacy paradox as it, like, exists in the world is, more about internet safety, and I think we're talking more, like, boundaries for
but
our
yeah, I guess you're
happiness,
right.
you know what I mean? Like, I kind of made up my own, like, meaning of privacy paradox until I Googled it and realized that it was a
Oh,
thing,
okay.
but
So
I'm
let's
think
come
like,
up
I
with a
think we're
different
talking
alliteration.
about no, I can't, it's too good. I've already made the thumbnail. It takes 2 seconds to change.
Oh, I was saying, like, just for us right now.
Oh, us right
So
now,
what
okay.
we kind of think of our own privacy paradox as far as boundaries. Maybe someone with
It's
boundary,
I'm
like
not good, like, on the spot. I need 3
something
to
with
5
like
business days. Better boundaries.
inter internet
Isolation.
internet isolation. Not bad.
You like that? Yeah, basically the only other things I had on here, like, about that was how do we find balance? How do we stay safe? What would happen if we never went on social media again? Which
Especially
is
with our
literally what we just talked
topic,
about.
though. Our topic or our bio of this fucking podcast is
Uh-huh. Overanalyzing or
overthinking pop
yeah,
culture, but
yeah.
you can't know pop culture if you don't know the culture.
Right, and that's where I meant with the Ocean Gate thing. It's like, if we didn't know that that was happening in, like, the world, like,
Uh-huh.
we wouldn't be able to join and give our, like, take or whatever.
Or even just, like, I feel like month to month, there's a trend.
There's something what do you think it is this month?
What was the one that just happened that I
There was
mean,
some s
core still
oh,
exists, so does
I've
Hope
still
Core.
not stopped hearing about fucking Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I feel like
Yeah.
that is the thing of, like, October and, like, into November.
Apparently, there was, like throughout all her albums, she had some secret messages in them, and that it was about to be basically all the messages led to like last night was supposed to be her new album.
Uh-huh.
My coworkers were
'Cause
freaking
people,
out about it.
they, like, go and try to find all these Easter eggs.
The
Some are
Revolution or
real, the,
something.
Reputation album.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
I mean, I know what it is. I was a Swiftie in high school, so I'm aware of the situation. Do you know why
It's
she's
supposed to be.
re-releasing all of her albums?
Oh, that's what she's
Because these are
doing.
all old albums that she's coming out with because Scooter Braun was her old manager, and he sold her catalog without giving her the option of purchasing it. So they sold it to where she didn't own it anymore, right? But she wants to own her own music. So she is going through every single album and re-recording it and just calling it Taylor's version. Like,
Whoa.
so Reputation, Taylor's version. this has been going on for like the last at least year, maybe 2 years.
Is
And so
Reputation still yet to come out, right?
the song Bad Blood, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
from that album from like
This is
2015
what
or
my coworkers
something.
were talking about because they're like, "Oh, Kadin has a podcast," and then
Right.
they're like, "Have you heard about the Reputation?" I was like,
And you're like,
"What?"
huh?
She's like, "How's your podcast about pop culture if you don't know about that?"
Oh my
But they're Swifties,
god.
so
Right. Not everyone's a Swiftie. And
yeah,
I'm
I was
not
like, "I don't
we
give a
can't say
fuck."
we're not Swifties or people will come for us.
I
But
can say that the NFL
I
is
can say I don't give
fucking
a fuck.
the NFL is taking full fucking advantage of that for
Yes,
viewership.
I know.
Literally every game she's at, they're just showing her at every
I
celebration. I'm
know.
like, this is
As a
such
football
ass.
fan, do you hate that?
Every
That
I
it's
think
just become
every
so
single
Swifty.
NFL or just football fan, they absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, there's funny jokes about it though, like
I love the memes.
girls pretending to get all excited about the game or
Uh-huh.
say the wrong things, but
It's
or
like
like
the
they freak out when she comes on the TV.
yeah.
It's funny, but I actually don't like it at all. And
I'm just tired of seeing
imagine
the
if that
same thing
doesn't
over
work
and over
out.
again.
That fucking
Everyone
the
thinks they're so end game, like shipping so hard that it
there's also conspiracy, not conspiracy, but
people say it's a
just
PR relationship
yeah,
too. Like
theories about it because it's giving the Chiefs or like how the NFL is rigging the games, so
crazy.
like they're making sure they're not going to lose at home because Taylor Swift is there and it would
Yeah.
look bad or some shit. And
Right.
just all these
Everything
weird
is so
things.
PR, but I'm also thinking about like NFL is a media company, an entertainment
Yeah,
institution. It's not a sports association.
which is hard to believe,
So
but
I'm on the fence of like I do think that it's scripted.
it could be in
I
some
really think
senses.
it
I just
is.
find it so hard to believe. How do you? I mean, the game is so fast, and then it's unpredictable, like how it will play and what's going to happen.
Mhm.
But some
But if
things,
a couple things were planted, like you're gonna fumble the ball here, or if you're up, then you're gonna like slow down here. You know what I mean? Like little things that would help either way, but
well, a
were
lot of people say it's
undetectable.
scripted because of whatever the spread is, which is just a term for like sports betting that I
Mhm.
honestly don't understand at all.
Mhm.
But whatever is in favor, like the Vegas sports betting, is which ways the game's gonna go.
Mhm.
Again, just back to how
That's
can
interesting. Well, money rules
whatever make the
everything.
most money. Yeah,
Yeah. That's super interesting.
I was gonna touch on a something before you brought up revolution. What is it?
Reputation. And you brought it up, bitch. You're like, yeah, my
Well, before
coworkers,
that,
revelations.
oh, yeah, our whole podcast is about.
Not everything is
It
about
is
pop
not.
culture,
It is
but
not.
I for one do enjoy staying up to speed with like pop culture.
Yeah,
I love the drama. I look at the
certain
Dumois
trends.
like blind items. Do you know what those are? I could do a whole episode on that shit. Dumois is like the gossip girl of our time. She's very in the know. She gets tips, anonymous tips from people
Oh,
who let her know like what celebrities are where, who's dating who. This person has a scandal. Like lots. I love a scandal. I love to sink my teeth into a scandal.
those are common.
Yeah.
What's a current one?
A current scandal, Kevin Costner leaving Yellowstone because
What?
he cheated on his wife and potentially like okay, I heard got someone pregnant, but
He's actually leaving?
yeah.
You're lying.
And then I just heard today like, oh, is
I
Kevin
hope
Costner
to
dating Reese
fucking
Witherspoon? I'm
God
like,
you're lying.
what? I'm not lying.
I love that show.
I know,
I
but
was literally just watching the
will it last
prequels.
without Kevin Costner, you think?
No fucking way. He's the
Is
main
he the
character.
show?
He
I think
is the
someone's
main
about to
character.
join the show though that's gonna like make people into it again. I can't remember who. Maybe I'll look it up.
So Taylor Sheridan writes and direct or doesn't I may direct some episodes, but he writes and produces all of the episodes for Yellowstone, and also there's been shows he's been creating that are prequels. Basically, the Dutton family, which is
Mm-hmm.
what Yellowstone's surrounded by, the ranch, and then he goes back in time. There's a show called 1923, and it's about like then when the Duttons, sorry, 1883,
Okay.
the Duttons
Jesus.
pioneered all the way to where Yellowstone is now from New Jersey. Anyway, the guy who plays like Kevin Costner's great great grandfather is Tim McGraw, and he is one of the most
He's so
amazing
good.
actors
He was also in
I didn't know he was in anything else,
The
was he?
Blind Side,
He's so fucking good. I
right?
want you guys to watch that
Okay.
show. It made me emotional, but it also made me like,
It's
it's
not my favorite, like, aesthetic for a show.
what are you talking about?
Ranch laugh.
It's a little different though. This is
Okay.
more of like the journey of pioneers of how it was back in that
Mm,
time after the
mm,
Civil War.
mhm. Okay.
But I was very impressed. I think
I've
Tim
heard good
McGraw is
things.
amazing, and I'm a huge fan now. But that makes me really
But yeah,
sad
it's
because
confirmed
even
he
mom and
won't
dad,
appear in season 5, part 2.
I don't get how they're
It's his
gonna
own
fucking do that
damn
because he
fault.
literally just became the governor of Montana.
What?
Yeah,
He
he's
Kevin fucked up.
no way.
Scandal.
Oh my god, that
I didn't know I
really.
was dropping this news for you today.
See,
So maybe
this is
I'll
things I
keep
need.
up with pop culture
If
and
you're
then
okay
I'll
with
let you
that,
know.
yeah, then I get these crazy reactions. That
That's what
really
this
makes me
podcast is
sad.
going to be eventually, just me keeping you up to
Yeah, because I would like to try and do that whole like not even
you want to go
it
into
hurts.
ultimate solitude.
Just not even TikTok. But isn't that so dumb?
TikTok's fun sometimes.
I
But
know. And I
honestly, it
learn
has
things and
been
I
like
discover a
not
lot of
as
new
fun
music
lately.
and I'm like I just discover so much new songs I can like listen to that gym and I love it.
Again, it's just like balance,
But I
but
don't
it's so
I
hard.
have a time limit on it. I only
Hmm.
allow myself 45 minutes, but I always skip it. I was always like allow the rest of the day. And then
Allow 17 more hours.
yeah. Uh
That sucks. But
but it is sad that that's a struggle. Like how many people can not have those things on their phone and how long can they last?
well, I'm completely reliant on like
People our
online
age.
banking. Like, come on.
What
I'm
are you
not gonna
talking
go into
about?
the bank to deposit a check when I can do mobile
I'm
deposit.
just talking about social media.
I know, I'm just talking about the
Media.
extension of the digital world being a necessity,
Oh,
but
that's yeah, that's basically impossible now
and
as
since
far as
COVID, because of all of
financials.
the social distancing, we were pushed online way, way more. Like we were so online, like touchless
That was the
this, drive
TikTok
up
boom.
that. Like that
Tiger
was the
King.
best year ever for
Tiger
TikTok.
King.
Tiger King. Oh my God, how
That's what
could
I
I
got on
forget?
TikTok. It's like it felt like that's when it felt like there's everyone was just like the community, like everyone was a part of the
Yes, it
same
was like
thing.
we're all like a little scared, but like let's
We're
come
in
together and make
quarantine.
each other
I
laugh.
guess I'll download TikTok.
Because everyone was like, a lot of people were living at home too. So it was like, I loved seeing TikToks of people's family dynamics, like family arguments, family, like whatever, like family trauma,
But
or
then you
like
just get in the now it's just like
now
a girl
it's,
can just have some cleavage out and mouth a song and it's like 500K
I mean, that's how
likes.
TikTok was born, like
It
that's
was
what it's always
dancing, but
been.
now it's just like,
Thirst traps.
yeah. Oh God.
Maybe you're spending a couple seconds too long on those videos and that's why
No,
it
it's
keeps serving you
all my
them.
thirst traps is it starts with a thirst trap and then it goes like to David Goggins. Like,
Who dat?
you don't know who David Goggins is?
No.
That's crazy.
Should I Google it?
That's another thing I want to kind of bring up also is that these trends that we see and the feed that we are kind of bringing in as far as social media
How am I supposed to
is
know?
kind of in our own world, right? Like
Right.
we're
It's your own
tunnel vision
bubble.
in our own trends.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the fuck are the trends in
It's your
different
own
parts of the country
algorithm.
or different parts of the world?
Mm-hmm.
Like I sometimes I get deep in thought. I'm like, people in Europe are literally existing right now, or anywhere else in the world, right? Like just some people are fucking what is Asia nighttime right now? Probably, yeah, just
I don't
sleeping.
know the time differences,
It's
but
that there's so much existence happening at this moment.
sometimes I get that at like the grocery store. I'll look around and just be like, everyone's just on their own little mission. Like everyone's on their own
Oh, I was
little,
thinking about that in traffic too.
yeah, like everyone's doing their own thing. But are any of you real?
Or every
Or are
car.
you
Like
just existing in my reality?
when I fly over cities and I'm like looking at cars like
Uh-huh.
that is an entire life. Like
Yes.
the person was born, has gone through trauma. Like they have like what are they doing right now? What's their job?
Whoa.
Yeah. But back to the just kind of a tunnel vision of our own feeds because just like your
It's
For
the
You
algorithm.
page, yeah, the algorithm that we're stuck in.
Right. It's because it's nice because it's serving you what you want, but you're not getting any like fresh perspective.
Yeah. Boom.
It's a world of your own
Nailed it
creation.
on,
Thank you.
hit the hammer on the
I don't know
nail.
why you thought I should know David Goggins, a runner and retired U.S. Navy SEAL.
He's one of the, I mean,
Okay, so he's in the International Sports Hall of Fame, so, like, that's cool, but I don't think that, like, he's
He
someone most people know.
defies mental barriers.
Did you read his books?
I read Can't Hurt Me, yeah,
Mm,
and he has a fucked up upbringing. It's
really?
just super inspirational, and
'Cause it's like if people can start at lower than you've ever been and be where they're at, like,
it's
anyone can get
anyone can,
to where they wanna be.
but some people are just dealt with a shitty hand,
And it's just so unfair, like, based on where you live,
and it's
people
possible for
with
everyone, but
disabilities, though, like, not to be ableist because
yeah.
there's disabilities out there that, like, obviously take a toll on the direction of people's life. It's just so crazy. It's just so crazy.
What'd you say about the algorithm? Something about it doesn't give you new perspective, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
That's a
world of
huge
your
takeaway.
okay, maybe I'll make a quote of it.
Just
What
by
exactly
escaping the media, not escaping, but
you're opening up
putting
your
yourself
world,
away is creating a new perspective from within.
but also we're not meant to, as humans, know everything going on in the world. Just talked to Logan about this morning. Like, we are not meant to be so connected
There's also a statistic that a human should only know, like a community,
within
right? With
certain mileage.
500 people
Uh huh.
at most or
At
something like
most.
that, I forget what
Because
the
everyone, I mean, at the same time, like, I'm grateful to know what's going on in the world. Like, information is a good thing. But then it's like, with the rise of information comes the rise of disinformation. And like, it's
teeter-totter.
hard not to feel helpless or hopeless. Or I literally am like summarizing this the same
What a
way I did
world we
last
live
week.
in.
Just like, I feel
What a world we live in.
hopeless. But I think that our takeaways are boundaries, and you're going off into solitude for sure, probably
I
in
must.
June. And then I'll meet you in Portland.
I shall do
Let's do
what I
that.
must.
Kaden, is it a Star Wars thing?
Yeah.
I could tell it's the lightsaber.
You will try.
Is that also a Star Wars thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker about to fight.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Hmm.
I shall do what I must." And he pulls out his lightsaber, and that's when Anakin's like, "You will try."
Was that the Ewan McGregor one?
Uh-huh. Revenge of the Sith.
I love him. Okay. I think that that's good for today. I think that this was a good talk.
Yeah,
I got a lot off my chest.
I'd agree. And I feel like we're slowly going in the right direction.
Yeah. Just accept where you're at. Appreciate the
I feel
time you
like I
have
gotta watch
left.
Stats again. I feel like that helped me.
Mhm.
Just a reminder of
Mhm.
how to go
I think
through
it's
the day.
so funny that right after the Stutz came out, like, Jonah Hill was canceled for, um
You're fucking lying.
No,
I
I'm not
never
kidding.
heard of this.
Jonah Hill was canceled because he okay, so
You're
I'm
lying,
not
dude.
kidding.
What a
I doubt
fucking
people still even think
oxymoron.
about this, but it had to do with mental health, which was ironic because he, okay, let me get the situation correctly.
Canceled as in, like, did he do something wrong or
Yeah,
just
so
God
his
damn
ex,
it.
who was a surfer,
Get her pregnant?
released a bunch of text messages between them where he was trying to control her under the guise of, like, these are my boundaries. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do this. You can't wear bikinis anymore. You can't do this because, like, you're mine now, basically. But but she chose to release those texts the
Oh,
day that his new
no.
baby was born with his new girlfriend or whatever. So it seemed very spiteful. It seemed very, like, calculated. Like, I'm gonna ruin your day and your life probably. And he's been kind of like non-existent since then because it's
Stutz working
ironic.
overtime.
Yeah, it's just so ironic that, like, oh, he looks like this, like, white savior here to, like, share his mental health journey. And, like, obviously no one's perfect and everyone has a long way to go. And they were old texts, but it's like boundaries are not something that you place on other people. Boundaries are something that you have that you stick to. So if he wanted that boundary, it's like, okay, maybe he should have the boundary that he doesn't date people that are surfers and wear bikinis every day. Like, that's
That's
on
so
you,
shitty,
bro.
though, too. Yeah. I just suck.
I know.
But also the trade-off of being so exposed
I
to the public
know.
eye
I know.
as as far as fame
I
goes.
know. It's like you are cancelable at any turn, but it usually lasts, like, not even a month, you know? Unless it was, like, something really, really heinous and you deserved it, like, I think most people who are canceled for little things, like, here and there, it
That's
doesn't
just
last
so
long.
fucking weird too.
It's just
Like,
that's
when did
part of,
this
like, the
start?
news cycle almost. When
Cancel
did
culture.
cancellations start?
I want to say COVID, dude.
No, before COVID. Like, as early as the internet, I feel. People were just, like,
Uh-uh.
coming together.
I
2016?
haven't heard people say like get this person canceled until. I mean, maybe it was low key and then it just spiked when there was
Yeah,
so much controversy and
so much content.
disinformation, which is
Yeah, I'll have to look into, like, the who was the first public cancellation.
maybe like Louis C.K.
No! There were ones before that.
Yeah, probably a lot of famous people
It's
doing some crazy
so
shit.
annoying because I've, like after one of our first episodes, we talked about, like, famous people we've met, and since then, I thought of, like, so many. I won't list them right now, but I had so much better ones, but Chris D'Elia is one who, like, deserves
Oh
it
yeah.
because he tried to get me to go back to his hotel when I was 17, and he knew I was 17, and he did a show at Tempe Improv. And then later it came out that
Zoinks.
he was like did you see that clip of him? He was, like, maybe on a podcast, and they were like, "Yeah, well, people like screenshotting Snapchats." He was like, "What?
Oh
You can
yeah.
screenshot
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Snapchats?" Like like, literally had
It's
such fear in his
interesting
eyes.
dude.
Okay. And with that,
Um
you're like, "I don't wanna leave it on that note."
no, I think there was God damn it.
Is this episode not long enough for you?
No, it's plenty long. I don't know if I've said everything.
Okay. Say what you need to say.
Yeah, I guess
Say
I'm
what you
good.
need to say.
Good talk. Sad about Yellowstone, but it's okay.
I'll have to think of more things to update you on
I guess, yeah.
every
I'll
week.
probably, yeah, I guess to answer your question, I think I will just
Keeping up with the kin.
at least go for a week, try it again.
Yeah. That might help just, like, where you're at mentally right now with feeling, like, stuck
Hmm.
and stagnant. That'll, like,
I
shake
mean,
things
it's
up.
something. I think just doing something
Just doing
different,
something different. Yeah.
changing something up. Just like they kind of say when you're like driving to work to take a different route, or
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
there's something to
I've
that.
also, like, heard a lot about how that will grow new, like, neural
Yeah, I was gonna
pathways
say some
just
brain
by
chemistry.
doing, like, a little bit of different things, maybe in a different order. Yeah, taking a different route. Just something to where you're not on autopilot 24/7, and you're, like,
Uh
actually
huh.
that makes you present, and it's like,
Yeah,
"I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
this
yeah.
intentionally," and, like, you're
Exactly.
actually living in the moment, and that instead of, like when I'm driving a lot of the time and I know where I'm going, autopilot. I'm not even thinking. I'm like,
Yeah,
"How did we get here?" I
exactly. There's
can't even
been
remember getting
times
here.
where like, or I'll go through a light and I was like, wait, was that green? Obviously it was, but like sometimes like,
No, 100%.
oh fuck,
100%.
I'm that dazed.
Mhm. Yeah.
In a
Alright.
daze,
That's our homework
confused
for the
in
week.
days.
Alright.
All right, all right, all right.
Bye.
Bye.